Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now August 5th of 2025, and given that the Meghan Markle drama is still ongoing as we speak, we know that in the midst of reshoots for With Love Meghan Season 2, which will be coming to a conclusion by the end of this week as well, that's another thing to really examine because there's been a lot of setbacks going on with that over the course of the past 2 months. But what's interesting here has a lot more to do with Meghan Markle stirring up more trouble, not just for Ted Sarandos, but also for Greg Peters, the other CEO over at Netflix, along with all of the board members over at Netflix HQ, and why it's creating a negative chain reaction over there. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that we already know that she is desperately trying to really just convince Ted Sarandos that she does need a one-off show after Season 2 of With Love Meghan, after her contract was actually cancelled, after she was actually let go from all projects associated with Netflix, and Ted Sarandos is not having it. And, well, she actually created more trouble for herself and exactly went on over there over at Netflix, and how it's creating, yet again, another domino effect over at Netflix. So let's get into that. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that we already know that she's narcissistic, right? She has that insufferable personality. She will do whatever she has to do to get things done her way. And so far, she's trying to kick off a social media campaign, and it is backfiring both in the public eye and behind the scenes, especially behind closed doors over at Netflix. Let's discuss. Now, specifically with the Meghan Markle backlash only growing both behind the scenes and in the public, one major development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle getting in serious trouble and how it involves her social media campaign that is already backfiring behind the scenes. Now, it turns out that Meghan Markle was caught by Netflix executives and producers after her agent and manager informed Netflix about a video that Meghan had created and consisted of Meghan Markle creating a skit of Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters. Now, the two CEOs of Netflix, alright? It turns out that Meghan Markle in this skit was playing the roles of Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters dressed up in business suits and created a comedy sketch of actually pitching television show ideas for Netflix. Meghan reportedly wanted to create a SNL-focused video for Instagram that she had planned to release by the end of this month, and that this video was all ready to go until her agent and manager informed Ted, Greg, and the board about what was going on inside, even when they were, of course, afraid it would actually create negative chain reactions or events. Now, this is when Netflix producers actually demanded Meghan Markle for them to examine the comedy sketch and the video itself to see just how bad it was. It turns out that the sketch was Meghan poking fun and making fun of all the Netflix drama between herself and the executives at Netflix HQ, except flipping or spinning the entire story to work in her favor. This also comes as a result after Ted made multiple decisions to cancel her contract deal. Her contract expiration was also brought up in this comedy sketch created by Meghan Markle, where she plays herself, Ted, and Greg in an actual business meeting room, switching sides and having a very intense conversation about business in the industry. Now, get this. Netflix executives, including Ted, were outraged about the sketch when they examined it, and they were informed that Meghan, of course, if this actually gets released, her contract is over and she will face legal consequences on the spot. Now, we already know that one thing about Meghan Markle. Let me just say this. The fact that she's creating a whole parody of the Netflix drama about her contract ending, about her getting stirred up with all the drama at Netflix, except making it work in her favor and really making it like Netflix started all the drama. That's exactly why Netflix is up in arms over this social media campaign video that Meghan Markle was just about to drop. And look, the fact that you have her agent and manager turning against her, handing everything in, telling Netflix exactly what's going on because it's just that bad, really just goes to show you how far she's going down in a hole at this point in 2025. Now, moving onwards, this in turn frightened Meghan Markle and forced her to stand down after Netflix actually warned her that they would take legal action if she dropped this during her contract. Another part of the video that got her in serious trouble involved how she also played herself after getting cancelled and took over Netflix as the new CEO somehow. And though, of course, Meghan claims it was all done in good fun and in the form of parody, Netflix saw this the other way around. As a result of this, Netflix executives and the board are already immediately cutting massive funds tens of millions of dollars for the marketing campaign of With Love Meghan Season 2. They are also canceling her full appearances on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show to promote the actual series. She was also set to appear on programs like Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon. Those, of course, too, have been scrubbed/canceled. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about that. Now, the fact that they're scrapping funds for the marketing campaign and canceling appearances for Meghan Markle, whether it's late-night television or morning shows, whatever it may be, the fact that they are actually finally caving and backtracking and taking a step forward to actually make the right call by literally saving money, saving funds on a terrible series that nobody wants to watch or even listen to at that. And this actual series is actually dwindling because it's losing millions upon millions of dollars in its marketing campaign funds because of Meghan Markle's overall incompetence, right? Basically how she acts during a contract, basically what she's doing by mocking Netflix, mocking the drama, and basically putting herself in a better position in this comedy sketch, as if Netflix stirred up all the drama right from the get-go, which wasn't true. So that's exactly why Netflix does not see this as her just poking fun or anything like that. They saw it as a message, they saw it as some kind of an agenda coming from Meghan Markle to actually kind of give Netflix a bad name. We all know that Netflix has been incompetent for sure, but we know one thing is that they did not start the actual drama connected to Meghan Markle. It was quite the opposite. Now, to end things here, with funding going down the drain as a result of Meghan mocking Netflix in this sketch, she is already acting very erratic and out of control and warned Netflix that she will be releasing the video by the fall once her contract is over. However, Meghan's consequences are concrete and not going away by Ted Sarandos, and they plan to cancel other show appearances down the road. So the fact that more appearances of Meghan Markle are getting scrubbed by, of course, Netflix, and how that's going away at a rapid rate, all because of her nonsense, right? All because of how she just goes out of control and does some of the most, nonsense things out there that nobody wants to hear or listen to. And then she's left wondering exactly what's going on, right? Now, the thing about Meghan Markle here is that we already know that Meghan Markle is trying to just stay in Hollywood. She's trying to stay relevant, and so once that goes away, what else does she have left? A social media campaign, and that's what she's trying to work on while she has any time left over at Netflix. She wants to get ahead of the game in her mind, and that's why she's mocking Netflix. That's why she is, mocking the overall experience over at Netflix HQ and everything that actually happened in between. Filming, the reshoots, post-production for Season 2 with Love Meghan, and how her growing distaste with Greg Peters is also a driving contributor to her social media campaign, because let's face it, Greg Peters had a right mind, right? He really knew what he was doing right from the get-go to really kind of just convince Ted Sarandos to make some of these calls and to finally just take a step in the right direction. But I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all this Meghan Markle drama below in the comments, anything ranging from this comedy sketch video that actually ticked off Netflix to all other aspects of our social media campaign. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys later.